This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report. Controversy continuing to swirl around the Cattaraugus County SPCA. Alexa?
That's right, Jeff. SPCA workers are not happy with the message protesters are spreading. WVTT's Derek Smith went down to the SPCA to investigate.
The Animal Allies of Western New York, a group that stands against animal cruelty, along with the newly formed group Citizens for Shelter Reform at the Cattaraugus County SPCA, supported a news conference over the weekend in front of the Cattaraugus County shelter. The meeting pertained to the employee labor law violations, monetary mismanagement, and flagrant carelessness concerning the animals. And for the very first time, a first-hand experience inside the shelter was released. However, former SPCA president and member Kelly Chafee, who's been working at the shelter for 28 years, says none of that is true.
Absolutely erroneous. The people that are making the allegations, if you look at the players, which I wish people would stop, I know the media's got to do their job, but I wish they would stop and look at the players and look at their agenda. If they looked and saw what the agenda was, I think that they'd say, okay, wow, I got a little bit more of a piece of the puzzle. According to the former president, former worker, now protester, Linda Vane, was removed from her position back in June. And also former worker, now protester, Christy Solari, was fired back in 2010. Okay, 1 week they're saying one thing about how wonderful the shelter is. The next week we have to remove them from their position because of performance issues. Now they're bad-mouthing us, protesting. You know, I don't have to say anymore. I mean, so they're bitter. They're very bitter, and the world is smarter than that. They just need to know the facts, which we intend to get the facts out to everybody. Well, I'm here outside the Cattaraugus County SPCA, where for the past week, heated arguments between disgruntled animal lovers and SPCA volunteer members have been taking place. According to the animal advocates, the Cattaraugus County shelter have been committing malfeasance for years. They've come together, taxpayers and animal lovers, to petition to reform the county shelter, where they say members of the shelter are hurting the animals.
Yeah, when I came here to kind of like see a facility I expected to be no-kill, I was pretty much appalled by the egregious animal neglect, what I would say is extreme animal cruelty, and what I saw was beyond imagination.
And board members allegedly ignoring decades of animal abuse. But on the other hand, former SPCA President Kelly Chafee says they haven't done anything wrong. Chafee additionally goes on to say that if you look at the main players of all of this, Morgan Dunbar, Director of Animal Allies of Western New York, you might want to take a look at her rap sheet before finalizing a decision against the shelter. We will follow this story as it progresses. I'm Derek Smith outside the Cattaraugus County shelter. WVTT.
Tomorrow marks the 11th anniversary of the 9/11 World Trade Center attacks. You're being asked to remember the horrific place that day. The St. Bonaventure University community holds a prayer service to honor those killed on September 11th. That service begins at 12:50 tomorrow afternoon and will be held at the university's 9/11 Memorial. Preparations are also underway for this year's September 11th ceremony at Warren County Memorial Park, where more than 3,000 candles have been placed around the park, stretching out for a mile. The LED-powered luminaries are a tribute to all of those killed in the ongoing conflicts in the Persian Gulf and Afghanistan. Volunteers helped set them up over the weekend for the Tuesday morning ceremony. And in McKean County, the American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Wars posts in Smethport and the Smethport Fire Department will sponsor a 9/11 ceremony at 9:15 tomorrow morning at the McKean County Courthouse. That ceremony marks the 11th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, Pentagon, and Flight 93 that cost the lives of over 2,750 people.
Well, very early yesterday morning at St. Bonaventure University, student was allegedly assaulted by a group of males and females after leaving an off-campus student residence in the vicinity of 7th Street in the village of Allegheny. The student was walking alone when he was confronted and sustained injuries which required hospitalization overnight at Olean General Hospital. The incident is currently under investigation by the Allegheny Police Department. Anyone with information regarding this incident is encouraged to contact the Allegheny Police Department. Well, a weekend raid in Olean netted 2 people on drugs and cash. The Olean Police Street Crimes Union conducted the raid early Saturday morning at a home on South 3rd Street. Police say that both 40-year-old Jerome Giles and 34-year-old Caprice Gayton will face charges. They found 2 pounds of marijuana in the residence. Police credit anonymous citizen tips with information leading to the raid and remind residents to contact them with any suspicious activity.
Jury selection begins tomorrow in the double murder trial of Wade Nolf in McKean County Court in Smethport. The 40-year-old is charged, is on trial for the March 2010 drowning deaths of 24-year-old Tanya Haight and her infant daughter Tamara in Bradford. According to court records, Nolf had told police at the time he confessed to the crimes, although his attorneys wanted that confession suppressed due to Nolf's alleged limited mental capacity. After several hearings on the issue, that confession will be allowed in court in Smethport.
In New York, it's a crime to view child pornography on the internet. On Friday, Governor Andrew Cuomo signed a new law making it a crime in New York to intentionally access child pornography on the internet. The New York Supreme Court ruled in May that the state law prohibiting possessing or producing pornographic images of children applied to downloaded files, but did not apply to temporary files automatically stored from sites that were merely viewed. Offenders can face up to 4 years in prison.
When Olean Common Council meets tomorrow, a resolution is expected to be approved. That would be the next step in developing a 500-acre brownfields opportunity area in Olean. The resolution would authorize Olean Mayor Linda Witt to enter into an agreement with Bergman Associates for consulting services to update and expand the pre-nomination study that was done back in 2007. The state's Brownfield Opportunity Area program provides financial and technical assistance to municipalities to revitalize brownfield sites.
And this weekend was a finger-licking good time at the Swine and Wine Festival. WVTT's community correspondent Ashley Masala has more.
This past weekend was Olean's second annual Swine, Wine, and Craft Festival, and the rain didn't keep people from coming down and trying out these great ribs. Things got a little sticky at the Swine, Wine, and Craft Festival this year, as local community members enjoyed some of Olean's best ribs. United Way of Cattaraugus County hosted the event at War Vets Park, and 13 rib chefs battled to win the main prize, an $1,100 grill and a statue of a pig wearing a gold medal. The judges panel sampled each chef's ribs and rated them on appearance, taste, and overall quality. Last year's People's Choice Award winner Al Bernstein of Olean was the only competitor who used a charcoal grill versus a gas grill. Bernstein said people love his ribs because of their messy appeal.
They're kind of the ribs that everybody expects around here. You know, nice smoky ribs with good sticky barbecue sauce, kind of sticks to your face and your hands.
United Way of Cattaraugus County sponsored the festival, and all the money they raise will go back to their mission. United Way funds approximately 19 local organizations and fills the gap in their finances so they can continue to exist. Manager of United Way of Cattaraugus County, Candy Plants, said participation in the festival has increased significantly since last year.
Last year we had a total of, I think, 10 vendors, and this year we have 40 craft vendors and 7 vendors. Last year I think we had 6 rib teams. This year we've got 14. There should be about 1,000 rib samples for sale that day. It's also going to be a moneymaker for us, we hope.
United Way helps approximately 20,000 local residents a year. In Olean, Ashley Masala, News Channel 25, WVTT.
It is the 11th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks tomorrow, and coming up in WVTT's World News Roundup, a look back. That's next as the 6 o'clock report continues on News Channel 25 WVTT.